With that said, welcome back, guys. No technical issues today.
None at all. Just getting right to it.
Guys, Saturday morning, this place almost burned to ashes.
Yeah.
Almost burned to ashes.
Yep. That was a tough day.
It was a tough day.
One of those days you just throw it in the gutter, go buy another. As a wise man once said.
Yeah. It was not the best. Not the best. We had some guests that were ready to go. Mm-hmm. We thank them. They will be back. We also had a second episode ready to go that day. Mm-hmm. A nice little mini-sode that you guys will love.
Yes, eventually catch.
You will. But today, much better.
Oh, yeah. The best.
The best part of waking up. But as we said, welcome to the Margins Podcast, the podcast where we talk about books, the ones that leave a mark, start a conversation, and stay with you long after that last page. We join you once again, myself, Stranton,
Cristiano,
back at it again with the Book of Books.
This is the book.
We have it in studio today.
This is probably one of the most famous books in history. Which is, we're not understating that.
I'm not.
Guys, you know that you love it. It's The Alchemist.
The Alchemist, baby. Today, we're talking about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. A story about Santiago, a shepherd boy whose dreams of treasure near the pyramids of Egypt. For a split second there, I thought there was a spoiler. So I paused. I'm sorry, guys. Let's take that from the top. Today, we're talking about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, a story about Santiago, a shepherd boy who dreams of treasure near the pyramids of Egypt. Along the way, he learns the real gold is in the journey itself, the mentors, the desert, and the lessons about chasing your personal legend. It's one of the most widely read books in the last century. But how does it speak to us now? You've said this before, and it was honestly, when you said it, this is the book that I think about, and also now I think about that book as well. But The Prophet, It's Daily Bread. Yeah, this is a book that I've mentioned before. Is my I always go back to. I always go back to this book. It found me at a young age, and I've stuck with it. This is my umpteenth copy of it. Yeah, I've told you before. I usually buy buy it, gift it. There are I mostly go to used bookstores now because I'm not gifting you a brand new copy. I don't know you like that. But yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites. But we're going to be getting into that, my guys and gals and all yous. But before we do, how you doing?
We are doing. I would say we are doing well. Get to be here, recording an episode of the podcast, read more books. Take care of the family. Yeah. The usual. What about you?
I just told you off camera, now on camera. Today is mine and Rachel's 9-year anniversary. So the deed was done at this point. As far as the wedding was done at this point. I think it was 5:30, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, at 5:30 p.m. is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Our
congrats,
wedding,
Rachel.
Yeah, congrats, Rach. This one's for you. I still, by far, I think I always recommend to people that, save your money. If you don't spend it all on the wedding. We didn't go all out on our wedding. We had a friend of the family that had a venue at their home that they did weddings and events and everything. They had a beautiful arch and a gazebo, and So we did it there. And instead of like going all out, we did pizza and Mexican Cokes and like
Love
Fantas in glass bottles,
Love it.
you know? And the most important thing was doing the ceremony, having that food there, and dancing the rest of the night. You know, I had a DJ and everyone just danced all night. So still on record as one of the best nights of my life. But I always tell people, yeah, just make it, you know, if you're overthinking, if you're thinking so much about the event because of how others' experience is going to be, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
You know, it should be about you, your special someone, and that's it. So
Something that we've discussed before.
yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Awesome. Hopefully you guys have something special. You know,
I'm hoping she'll
9
surprise
years. What do you guys get after 9 years?
me. We wait for that 10th.
Wait for the 10th.
I told her, I said, I think you know what? I have one more year in me. Let's go for 10. Let's try to go for 10. So we'll see how that
Made
goes.
it this far. Might as well,
Yeah,
guys.
might as well see what that's like.
Yeah. You know?
And go from there. So today, between the wines, we have a beautiful bottle. You really outdid yourself with this. Really staying on topic.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got?
All right. So today, guys, we are drinking Thievery. This is a Cabernet, and I'll try to give you guys a close-up. Not that clear here, so I'll make sure I post something in the frame. Mm-hmm. But anyways, if you guys did not see, this has strong Egyptian vibes.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a main theme within this book. Mm-hmm. Thievery,
Another
also
one.
heavy one in this book. There's a lot of underlying themes that I think this hits the point on. So, 'tis why we picked it. It might have a little blurb on the back.
No, I was gonna see if any of like the notes were also like on point with the book. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm not seeing anything that's like specific.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, that's our wine for today.
So with this book, I was thinking signs versus coincidence. There's a couple things that I was looking at. Signs from the universe. Is there a time in your life where you felt like, where you really had to decide, or how often in your life do you think, is this a sign, or is this just a coincidence? Do you believe that they differ? Do you believe, what were your thoughts behind it?
Yeah, one and the same for me.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
No, I'm the same. I think that's what the takeaway is, and I think that is what my takeaway is from this book. Most, like above all else, is everything is perception. Everything is your frame of mind.
Yeah.
You know, something I know you very much believe in. Mm-hmm. But that is something that, you know, we'll get into it more, but you know, following your personal legend, following omens, understanding that it's not just luck.
Right.
You know, something's guiding you, whether it's your own personal desire or whatnot. But I do think that it's dependent on your frame of mind.
Absolutely. I think so. I agree.
Let's see. Should we get into the micro-synopsis?
Surely.
Yeah. Okay. Santiago, a shepherd boy, dreams of treasure near the pyramids of Egypt. Along the way, he encounters a king, an Englishman, an alchemist, and the desert itself. The journey becomes less about gold and more about the transformation. When were you first introduced to this book?
High school? No, maybe a little bit after high school. That might have been in high school. I don't know. It was years ago. Like, might have been after high school, actually. I think I was like 19, 20. Guys, I'm old. I don't know. It was after high school though. Someone had recommended it.
Did you take to it immediately, or was that one that you were like, oh, I read it then, and then I read it later on in life, and it meant something else? I mean, that's actually just something in general. It always that's books.
Yeah,
guys.
that's in general. Like that's how information works.
Yeah. That's life.
Yes. Someone recommended it. I was in like an in-between space, as you tend to be in life sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I spoke about this briefly, so I won't go too crazy, but it was like a few years where I just I don't really want to be a part of religion.
Yeah.
I just want to live life, you know? I don't really want to call myself anything. And go figure, within that 3 years, I probably spent more time looking at religion and what it means to people and having those conversations than I had any of the previous years where I felt like I was a part of a church, you know? But though that few years really helped me, because really what I was doing is I was like on like a self journey trying to figure out who I am. Like who am I really taking away the beliefs that I didn't get to choose? You know, like let's say if I get to choose my life from here on out, who am I? Mm-hmm. So if I put into a term, it's just an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Which happens to you multiple times throughout your life.
Multiple times in this book.
Yeah.
To Santiago, yeah.
Yep. So that's how I came across the book. What about you?
I remember the first time it was I heard about the book, which I'm wondering if you'd heard it on this interview too, but was Will Smith. Mm-hmm. He's on that interview. I don't know who the other guy was, but it was the time where he was like, if I get on a treadmill, two things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Either you quit or I'm dying.
We must be living in the same life.
Yeah.
No, I definitely did see that interview. Mm-hmm.
Because then he brought up the book, and I was like, oh, I need to know what this book is. And I know that for a minute now he's been trying to make it into a movie. I know that it was like in some sort of like production jail for
this
forever.
one's a difficult one because the main character is not that he is, but he spends a lot of time in like an Islamic point of view, right? And in America, there's certain cultures that we just don't take to in public.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to talk about them, to research them, to have nice things to say and think and feel about them. But for whatever reason, the government at large, or whatever you want to call it, isn't really fond of making feel-good movies.
No.
That have to do with that, you know? Whether it's not just like Middle Eastern kind of thing, vibes either. It can be Chinese vibes, right? Like, the government, America, it's not really leaning in. Although I do think it would do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the message would come across, with great depth, as it has for me many a times as I've read it throughout the years. Paulo Coelho. His style blends allegory, parable, and spiritual reflection. The Alchemist has sold over 65 million copies worldwide. Has been translated into 80 plus languages. Coelho wrote it in just 2 weeks, later saying it already lived inside of him. If you know the story, it's not like so, like reading over, it's not like my jaw didn't drop. That was the first time that when I was researching this and I came across that quote, I was like, it's not that crazy. Because it's a pretty simplistic
very much
story. Yeah. But there is just so much that, not to the point, and I'm not trying to do the compare and contrast, not to the point where with The Prophet, you can read literally like one excerpt a day and you will find so much meaning. It's not to that point. There's obviously like there's a storyline in this as well, but it's more stretched out. But there are parts like there you can maybe once every paragraph or every so often. It's not as enriched with it as The Prophet is, but I have found that there's a quote today that I'm going to share, which is one of my favorite quotes, but it's not like a highly quoted part of the book. I actually looked on Goodreads and I couldn't find it on there, and I was like, oh, that's just something that I felt
Right.
and was like touched by, that I was like, oh, that's something that spoke to me during that time. But I guess it's not like one that everyone else goes to. Maybe today it will be, or maybe you're like,
We'll see. Maybe you'll have some converts here.
yeah, maybe. But yeah, we'll do a deeper dive into the book. But of course, we have our bread and butter, which is the 5 hard questions. Mm-hmm. Should we get into that? Is there anything else you want to do?
Let's jump right in.
No, let's jump right in. You want to take the first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. All right, guys. So, first question. At different points in life, we want different treasures. If you had read this book at 18, 25, or now, what treasure would you think you were chasing, and how has that shifted?
When I was coming up with these questions, originally I had this question as, what was it? It was much more simple. Oh, it was if you could successfully make sure it's not at one of these. Yeah, it's not one of these. I just put it later in there, but it's not. No, it's not. If you knew that you could have complete success in something, like a goal right now, but you had to give up everything else in life right now, would you go? And I was like, oh, that's not really something I want to like explore. Plus, it's similar to things we've said in the past, and I'm not trying to say I'm going to give up, people, things, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So as I thought about it more and about what this book is, and not to say that, Santiago in this book, he's a shepherd, has a life that he can live and be fine, has a steady income, has good family, has an eye on a girl that he most likely would possibly end up with.
Possibly.
And a not highly regarded career, but a career, know.
And we'll get into that later. It's his very first dream when he was younger was to travel, and this creates that pathway for that, which is why he got into
exactly.
it. Yeah,
could roam around with his herd, So for most of the account, all the boxes checked.
Yeah,
till he has this dream. So he did give up a lot.
A lot was lost.
A lot was lost for him to go through that. Now, at this point in my life, my very young, years of mid-30s, very young right there.
Very young.
Very young.
Yeah.
There's still like a lot, and I've had these moments. You guys know, I've talked about moving out here when I just after 30 or at 30 to pursue acting. So goal was different then. Goal's different now from when we originally moved out here. But if we go 18 to 25 to now, oh my gosh, the drastic changes. The different life that I was living in each one of those.
Right.
18, oh my gosh, I would have been enriched in a religion that I'm no longer part of, with ideals and goals and a specific framework of how I thought my life was going to end up, and how it should end up, which is so that's 18. 25, I was then leaving said religion and kind of like, where are we going? Just met Rachel. Was just meeting Rachel at that time. So still, goals at that time were weary. It wasn't like, I think at that point, marriage wasn't in the cards at that point. Definitely not like specific family life or anything. And I wasn't pursuing acting at 25. So I still was like, what am I? I was in a career, a completely different career. Mm-hmm. And then now, it's just crazy how each goal is different, because now it's, still acting is above most of my goals. Yeah. First and foremost is providing for my family with with Rachel. And then also, we got some side things going right now.
Oh, we got side missions.
So some side missions, some side quests that definitely weren't in the works or in my head or in the goal list, even at the top of the year, you know?
Yeah.
So ever-changing goals. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, more the same.
Yeah.
So, completely different person. 18, I had dropped out of high school already. I dropped out of high school when I was 17. Mm-hmm. I don't think I went back to finish until I was 19.
So in that time, from 17 to, because 19, so 19 you're back in, 18, the head is where?
Just debaucherous stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing good. Just chilling. I just wanted like a level of control over my life, and I wanted to feel like I was in control. I wanted like a level of freedom. The same thing that most teenagers want, right? Me having been in like foster care and stuff, and then for like that last few years I was with my uncle. It allowed me to make great friends because I was in one spot for an extended period of time. And so by the time I was 18, I got kicked out of school. At 17, I was like, no one's going to make me, so I'm fucking chilling. I'm chilling. And so I got an apartment. I was like, I can go to college. I told all my friends we should go to Dominguez. Only one of us went. Shout out to you, Dorian.
Day one.
But I still went up there to hang out. You feel me? Because somebody made it, so we was just chilling in the dorm for a little bit.
Where are you working?
Everywhere. I did El Torito. I did
El Torito.
Cutco knives. I did Hoover vacuums.
Cutco was all appointment based, like through your own network.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking for them HM3s.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? If you've been there.
I was actually at my sister's place a couple weekends ago when I went to Arizona, and I was like, "Oh, this is a nice knife," and she was like, "Oh, it's Cutco," and I was like,
"Yeah,
nope, you're not gonna get me." Anyway.
Yeah. So there's another job I had in between there, but whatever. I can't really remember. I think I started getting into security a little bit around that time, like when I turned 19. But just like, working jobs are good enough to get me to the next party, get gas in the car, pay a little bit of rent, hang out with friends. And then like between 18 and 19, I'm like, I gotta get my fucking life together. I still want to do this. I gotta get my life together. And it wasn't like I was a bad student or anything. School was actually pretty easy for me. I just didn't like it. It was, my teachers know. I can do the work. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm just going to
You're hard pressed to catch me in class.
I'm going to the library.
Yeah. And we would fight a lot, and that's why I got kicked out. So by the time I turned 19, I was like, let me go back. This is the last year I can do this without going to like adult school. So I signed up for like a charter school. They're like, yeah, if you can come here every day and, you do the work, do the homework, take your test, you can get through your last credits pretty quickly. I did it in like half the time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was super fast. I blasted through it because for me, it wasn't the learning. Like, I already knew the shit, to be honest. I just wasn't going to school.
The application. Fulfilling.
So I blew through, got my diploma in like when I was 19, and then so anyways,
what's 25?
25. I want to make it.
Were you back?
I'm still out of the country.
Okay.
I'm out of the country, and I just want something to happen. I want to feel like something's worth it. At that time, I think my daily thought was I put in so much work every day to make shit happen. I changed my life. I'm not fighting. I'm not talking shit to people. I'm not talking crazy to everybody because I just talk crazy. I just talk crazy to people. Can't believe I talk like that. I'm like, damn, I'm a new person. I thought when you're a good person, good things happen to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I'm searching for those good things. Still becoming a better person day by day, Like every day, that's really when I really internalized every day I want to be better. even if it's just, incrementally,
Yeah.
I
1%.
want to be better.
Yeah.
But honestly, still chasing like that success. I want to feel like I'm a success. Now, to be honest, like I'm not so far removed as from when I was 25, although this is 10 years later, right? And it kind of sucks to say, but like I've achieved things. It's not that I haven't achieved things. It's just that I still have like a deep hunger to feel self-satisfied. If I bring it back to this book, I'm still searching for my personal legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. There's a even deeper answer to that, I'm sure. But that's the stages.
Okay. I love that.
Question 2.
Question 2. The Alchemist shows Santiago finding guides at each step. Do you think people show up in our lives by chance or because we're ready to meet them?
I don't think anything's by chance. Mm-hmm. I think everything is there. You can either walk into that wall or you could not. You could choose to walk around it.
So is it more so... Because I think... I don't know if I... Like kind of like what we talked about earlier. I think there's opportunity. There's always opportunity. There's perspective. There's all these things. I'm not one to believe in fate.
Yeah, I'm not...
That's the only thing I want to clarify.
I don't do destiny.
Yeah.
I don't do destiny. I don't do chance.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. That's what I did want to clarify. Specific, like with these, like I don't think it's destiny. Not sorry to jump in on that, but when it comes, like when someone comes into my life, it's not like they were destined to be. You guys were gonna meet. No, I think the opportunity revealed itself, or we came to it. And because we both decided to welcome one another or make the effort or whatever, that's why it happened.
Yeah, important part being the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, effort and being open to that even happening. Mm-hmm. I think that like the trigger of good or bad things happens to how open you are to them. And then the intensity, the depth of it is intention. How far do you succeed? How far do you fail? How much do you learn? Has a lot to do with like the intention.
What do you think about the phrase, and it doesn't have to be person, but just for, the sake of the phrase, right person, wrong time? You think there's truth in that, or do you think that's a way or like just a mindset?
Intrinsically, like meaning like if there's two people, just whoever these two people are, and one person just wasn't in the right mind space, although they have some love between each other, it just didn't work out. Use that as a very quick example. Sure, we can go with that. But the truth of the matter is, when you want something to be important, it starts from the inside and then goes out. Mm-hmm. It's almost like an unstoppable force within your life. Mm-hmm. So I don't really believe in like right person, wrong time.
Yeah.
I think that even if you meet the right person at the wrong time, it's how are you handling that? Mm-hmm. What recipe are you doing? Quick anecdote, make it very quick. When I was in community college, just after I started changing my life, right? So now I think I'm this big fucking thinker. And I'm like, I just want to be smart. I want to learn things. I'm in that stage of my life. I used to do this thing. I told Dorian about this because I used to live with him and his grandma at the time, where I would look at people and I would imagine different situations, me approaching them, saying things, me approaching them, not saying things, me walking past them. And I would do this to the point where I got so good at this that it would just start happening automatically. And so I was basically imagining different forks of life and how I can affect life. Mm-hmm. And so I started to practice this even into like my sleep, where I literally started to meditate. And Durham would tell you, there was like 2 years where I was trying to capture myself in my dream because I was really interested in that, having total control in my dream because I'm such like a vivid dreamer. Anyways, yeah, intention.
I think it's crazy that there's people out there that don't have the pause to think of what is going to leave their mouth. Like, I know that there's like, oh, in the heat of the moment, but when you know you're going to have said conversation with someone, there's not a time, like...
You don't think about it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling to me, because the smallest, most minute conversation that needs to happen, I have it 10 different ways before it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because we're one and the same. Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's powerful. It's thoughtful. It works. It helps you in different ways. For some people, it might be burdensome, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exhausting. Yeah. Like, it doesn't like not draw energy to do said thing. But the fact, it's not that I know that people don't, because there's so many times where I'm just like, man, no filter on that one, huh? Just right out. Just right out, huh?
Yep.
But yeah, that's definitely, as you were saying that, I was like, man, that speaks to me so much. Yeah. Especially lying in bed and just being like, oh, okay, tomorrow's this. How can this conversation go? And it's not that I'm anxious about it. It's not that at all. It's just like, okay, let's go through it. Let's run it.
It's a level of control. Like what I said earlier, like you had asked, is it by chance? Is it not? Like, to lessen the amount of chance you might feel it's about, preparation. Yeah. Yeah. Preparation. If you're prepared at the right time, they call that luck, they call that chance. Yeah. And for us, we might get more chances at bat just because you're mentally trying to create these situations and trying to see what can you do to create the situation rather than just letting life happen to you, which has positives and negatives.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes going in blind is beneficial. Yeah. I think being biased, still take the route we take.
Yeah, for sure.
I think to answer my own question, the whole right person, wrong time thing, I think if you would ask me that 20-something-year-old or younger self, I'm still a helpless romantic. Like, I love love, love all those things. But I think I also was romanticizing the idea of like fate and all that. And then after experiencing love, experiencing partnership, experiencing, the day-to-day through obstacles and the highs and lows, you realize, and I say this, not walking on eggshells, because I love my wife and we've had this conversation before, but that race can be ran with anyone. Yes. We can finish the race with anyone. Yes. There's definitely people that you're not going to finish. You're going to get disqualified, or one of y'all are going to go missing. But you can run the race. It's just, what's that time going to be? Yeah. What record are you going to set? What's the experience going to be?
When I spoke with Naya about this, this is obviously like later on in our relationship. That'd be a pretty heavy subject for earlier on in a relationship. But like, when I spoke with Naya, I was like, what make it special is that we choose each other. Yes. Like, this can happen with anyone. There's no such thing as like us breaking up and me never finding anyone. Us breaking up and she doesn't find anyone. No, there's a real world where we break up, we both live on, and we're fine. Mm-hmm. What makes it special in anyone's relationship is that you guys choose each other. That's the only real magic in monogamy. Like, I can't really overstate that. I said it earlier, but intention, guys. Yeah. Like, live with more intention, and it does bring a level of depth to your life and to things that you thought were very simple, because intention means effort. And effort allows you to give things more time. It gives you more patience. It makes you more thoughtful. It makes you break down things like their bare components, and hopefully you're in a situation that's reciprocated.
I think that effort helped me decide, I wouldn't say like recently, I would say within the last 10 years at least. But I think with culture specifically, I'll say like Mormon culture because they get married, at a young age.
Quite young, yeah.
Even me being married at 27.
And the Nation of Islam, too.
Was like late. Oh, really?
Yeah, Nation of Islam people get together quite young.
Okay. But a big thing is always like when you see a buddy who's single or dating someone, it's like, oh, when are you guys gonna lock it up? I'm like, it's always like a thing. And that's, I think now in life, not something that I'm like, oh, regretful or remorseful about, but that's you speaking about how, intention with monogamy is the same thing. I think I would place on both monogamy, on life choices in general, but monogamy, parenthood.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't ask my like buddies. Oh, when are you gonna lock it up? When are you gonna when are you gonna have a kid? Because if that's not what your intention is, if that's not what you're gonna put your best foot for, I mean, it's not that I'm saying that it's gonna be your downfall if you're not fully committed, but it's definitely not something that I feel like should be expected or written in the stars that you have to do said thing.
Right.
Did I? Yeah, we basically both answered that question. So I was like, I'm not. You want to go with 3?
You did. Question 3. Santiago, shout out to Jaime's new son, born last week. Mm-hmm. Named him Santiago. Santiago nearly gives up his journey for Fatima, depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
When does love meaning staying? Sorry, I might have slurred that together. When does love mean staying? And when does it mean letting someone go chase their thing, whatever that thing is?
Oof.
That's a tough one.
It is.
That's tough. Because they're both love.
Yeah. They 100% are.
Yeah, like they're both love. I don't think that that's like a heads coin or a tails coin. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Doing one doesn't mean that there's less love. Doing the other doesn't mean that you care less either. They're both different expressions of love. It really depends on your intent. Like if your intent is to follow this one thing and to always have come back, and if you guys make it, you guys make it. Great. If your intent's like, I'm going to give up that thing, that I'm chasing because I just don't want this. I don't want to waste any time away from this. Yeah. Right. That's also okay. I think that they're
neither have to be tragic.
Yeah.
The outcome doesn't have to be tragic. Yeah. The giving up because, your treasure changes, just like what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And I think that we kind of attach negative and positive to too much. Mm-hmm. Some things just are. The fact of the matter is that everything has a cost. Everything. Every choice you ever made, you could have went another way, and it could have probably turned out better for you. Could have probably had more money or whatever the case may be. Everything has a cost. Every decision you've ever made. And that cost is some branched out thing, some butterfly effect ripple that you would never know. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I think that's one of the things. That's one of the themes that I really enjoyed in The Alchemist. Was, to be honest, if I'm going to be honest, I love that he was rewarded for being present. Like a lot of times in stories, there is no real reward for being present.
Yeah.
But this does show that there is something rewarding about being very present and intentional in what you want and what you're trying to bring about.
Mm-hmm. Man, if anything should, there's so many things to be rewarded or that are important, but being present is just, it kind of covers everything we've talked about. Even the smallest things of like realizing an opportunity or, having that, when you're planning in that conversation, being present enough to know and see the micro expressions that said person's having, or knowing that, oh, they're acting a certain way. Maybe now is not the best time to have said conversation, Mm-hmm. The gift of being present is one that will forever give and give and give and give. Like there's no, I don't want to say there's no consequence, because then someone's going to put something to like, oh, well, if you're present during like a murder, it's not great. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always going to be, the benefits of being present. Shh. All right. Same. Let's go on to the next one. If your child came to you with a dream that seemed impossible or even impractical, how do you balance protecting them with encouraging them? So they come to you with a dream. How do you balance protecting them while encouraging them?
That's tough.
It really is.
I'm super supportive naturally, but even I found myself in situations where just like super off cuff, I said something and I thought about it, I was like, oh, that was very limiting. Like, and I have to go back and say, actually, hey, like, don't fucking listen to me. Don't, like.
But God bless you for knowing to go back and having the self-awareness to, I would love it if we got it right 100% of the time from the get.
Yeah, but it's not realistic because.
No.
A part of growing up is understanding your limits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very big on like discipline not being a negative term. It's like a mathematical term for me. Like a discipline is what gives things shape.
Mm-hmm.
And like, mathematically. So taking that to real life, that's the same thing with like raising a child or just raising yourself. Your level of discipline determines the shape that you take.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a very difficult balance with, a child because you want them to dream and you want those dreams to be unbound, And I think a lot of that comes from yourself. It's really you wishing what you want on them. Mm-hmm. You always want to grow up and have no one sit on your wants and your dreams. You want to be able to dream anything and everyone to say, yes, you can and push you towards it. And whether you had that or whether you didn't, you still want it. It's a very intrinsic childlike feeling. So you want that for your kids. But, as an adult, when you mature, you realize life's really about understanding not just boundaries, but like the possibilities. Mm-hmm. Look at the building blocks that you have, the foundation that you have. Is that conducive for you to be in that space? That's not saying that there's, not outliers. There's always outliers. And maybe you are that outlier. So give it a try. Mm-hmm. If you don't make it, just understand that the value was in trying, not making it. Mm-hmm. And that's something that last week, I'm talking to Neri about this because I get a call while I'm at work and it's like, oh, Neri had a breakdown because she was having trouble with one of her tests. And I'm like, oh, man, I know we've been dealing with this for a couple of years now. And so when I got back home, I was, hey, I don't care if you succeed or fail on a test. You'll grow up and you'll learn and you'll be irregardless of how you do in school. What I care about is how you deal with your approach and that failure. That matters way more to me. So then the whole talking wasn't me telling her, like, be better, do better, you can do better. It was more like, don't let failure crush you. Failure is very temporary. You're going to succeed at a million things. You're going to fail at a million things. You can't stop either one of those. You should try to be better to deal with failure, take it on the chin, see what you can learn from it, and just try again. Never stop trying. Mm-hmm. And then find value in trying. And so, yeah, this is actively dealing with that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Bruce, why do we fall? So we can pick ourselves back up again. Batman, baby. Yeah, I want that to be what comes across for Max. So much so, exactly how you put it. The lead up and the outcome. Like how you deal with both. What it is, or whatever the grade is, whatever the outcome of said thing, it's not that I like don't care, it's like whatever, but what I value most is how you handle these things and how you allow your, like, whether it's, turning in on yourself or turning to others, turning to me, turning to your mom, whatever it may be, how you handle that thing. I don't want to give like a false sense of, I think it's super important, especially as someone, we both are, creatives. We dabble in both, the business life and then also the creative side of things. I mean, we're talking on a podcast about books right now. We obviously have a heart of a creative. I want to foster whatever his desires are, his goals, whatever they may be. And I want to best protect him in the sense of also giving it, you touched on this, but also giving like the realism of each situation. So really break down, like, I'm in your corner. This is the odds.
Yeah.
And I don't say that to have you back down. Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Right.
But I want you to be sure about this. But I also don't want the intimidation factor of like, oh, well, it's hard, so I let's not do this.
Let's avoid it.
Like, oh, only so many people make it in golf. Only so many people make it in gymnastics, whatever. My kid is in the 99th percentile of everything. He's probably not going to do gymnastics, even though
he'll be fine.
I prefer him to do that.
Whatever he's trying to do.
Whatever he wants to do. But I just want, I want to be able to play not both sides of that argument or whatever you want to say it, but I just want to give him every opportunity he wants, with the sense of realism, without the intimidation. So it's going to be...
It's a fine line.
Yeah, it's a very fine line.
It's a fine line.
So, I'll take notes as you go and go from there.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but this is something that even just like not in like a parent child relationship, like just spouse.
Oh, absolutely.
Spousal.
Absolutely.
Like, I know, like, and it, for me, it comes across, we'll do it jokingly and stuff. Sometimes I find myself, not so much now, because I'm very much, I try to be more present-minded about it, but when we were younger, I would find myself saying things that honestly weren't so, not like nice, but like, you shouldn't say limiting things to people like, oh, that's not for you, Yeah. But I think the intention behind it, which I've had time to think about and discuss in different settings, is like, how much time do you put in to make this work for you? And for adults, I think that it's more beneficial to stay there. Like for kids, it's, having focus on the failure, recovering from the failure, how they deal with it, the journey. For the adults, it's the journey still, but it's also like, this isn't working for you, or like this isn't in your wheelhouse. What have you spent time building towards that? Because then there comes the realistic thing that you're talking about, like that realism portion. I think that's the best way to approach it, because there's a level of accountability that adults have to have. Otherwise, they're lacking the maturity anyway. Just revert back to the childlike position. Yeah. But like, when you're mature, there has to be a level of accountability. Accountability means what they're going to have to ask themselves, what have I done to succeed? There's a show, which I'm blanking on, Dorian, and we watched this. I'm pretty sure you'll tell me, because we were just talking about it not too long ago. He's the villain. And his main thing is, what have you done to earn your place today? And it's like, although he's a villain, that's a pretty deep statement. And it's saying like, yeah, like, you have all these dreams, you have all these wants, even just wanting things like, I don't think that we should have taxes, or I think we should raise the taxes, or I don't care if we're getting rid of people and deporting them, like whatever point of view you have, what have you done to even earn that position to talk like that? Yeah. What have you put into your community? Have you built anyone up? Like, you don't know enough about, and you haven't given enough to have those kind of strong positions. It's okay to take a back seat and just observe sometimes too. Yeah. I think, I can't remember who said it, but the false, whether it's all these things, but ego, entitlement, whatever you want to call it, but it is your option to have your opinion. It's freedom, your freedom to have your opinion. But the entitlement of thinking that your opinion matters is a whole different Right.
whole different ball game.
That's true.
You know, being an expert in said field or whatever situation, that's a whole different thing. I want you to be able to speak your mind at all times, at all places, but just know that one, there's consequences. Two, someone who might know more than you should probably listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny you say the whole, I mean, not funny, but the spouse thing. Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I've obviously, it was a risk. It was a chance, but mostly it was a gift that I was able to come out. We've been able to come out to LA because Rachel was able to say, I see you, I hear you, let's do it. You know, you want this, let's roll. So, but there have been those times where it's like early on, and especially, you know, in relationships where you're like, oh, I'm just going to say this thing off the cuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look back and you're like, oh.
Probably shouldn't have said
Probably
it.
shouldn't have said that.
Probably shouldn't have said it.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
But I again,
agree.
awareness is it was what it's about. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Question 5?
Question 5. Is that you?
No, I think that's you.
Oh, it's me. Okay. The book says, when you want something, the universe conspires to help you. Do you buy that? Or is the universe indifferent?
You want to go first?
I feel like we've kind of covered this.
Yeah.
I do.
I think so,
I
in a
think
way.
that, again, this is a whole thing of what the universe can only do so much. Whether the universe is a God you believe in, is the universe, is astrology, is whatever it may be that you believe in. Again, your mind, your present mind of what you think can happen, whatever you believe, whatever you believe is what, and it's not what, that's what it is. If you believe you can't do it, it's true, is right? Is that what it is?
Yep.
I was going the other way. If you believe it, then it will happen. No, that's not what it is, because I believe I'm going to win $1 million. Not going to happen. Could happen. I'm open to it.
Yeah. You know, don't pass me up.
I'm
now.
not pass me. Please don't miss me with that. But yeah, I think that's what it comes back to. So, I think the more you allow yourself to be open to the universe, your world, your choices, your opportunities, to be open to you by you doing said work, making said effort, having said intention, then yeah, it's going to feel like it's going to be moving forward for you. Whereas if you see things as luck, if you see things as chance, you're gonna be waiting for someone to save you for a while, you know?
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
The universe doesn't give a fuck about you. You know? I understand that part of the book is deeply weighted in religion.
Yeah.
You know? And I would say that I'm pretty religious still. But I think one of the life lessons that you learn in the long run is that you're a drop in the ocean. Mm-hmm. You know, if you guys want to get deeper into that statement, watch Cloud Atlas. You are.
Oh, is that good?
It's for me because I was looking forward to it, and I got the messaging that they were trying to put across.
Great actors. So yeah, I was wondered.
And one of the key themes in there is that you're a drop in the ocean. Which it's not to say that you're small, because the other flip side of that is that the ocean is the accumulation of an infinite amount of drops.
Yeah.
Right, and there's power in that. So there's two sides to that coin, even in this question. The universe is indifferent to you. That doesn't mean that you're powerless, though. Mm-hmm. You can find help, not because the universe needs or should help you, but mostly because you have the power to find help. And if I want to stay in religious aspects, you have free will. A part of that free will is building the life that you want to live, whatever that means to you. For some people, and this is not, I don't mean this to be like I'm not tearing anyone down. I just don't know how to put it better. But I had watched. I'll find the interview for you after this. There's this black guy. He was an actor. He moved to New York, and he said something that's the happiest moments of his life were when he was a broke actor, because he was making just enough to pay for his rent in his box apartment. It was hot as fuck. He had enough to like buy food, and then he would go work at night, and he would get like craft service or something. So he would take that home, save that for lunch and breakfast, and that's how he was getting by. And he's like, this is some of the happiest times of my life because I'm doing what I want to do.
Honestly, sitting in the seat, I don't know if my eyes lit up the way that my brain did just now. I'm like, damn, that sounds so dope.
You know what I mean?
That's all I want.
I think that there's power that everyone has. You just choose not to tap into it. There's a quote that I put on my Instagram. This is when I was going through some crazy depression. And one of the ways I got out of it, I kept telling people, I just shifted in my seat of power. Power that I already had, but I had to change the way that I thought about the same things I was dealing with every single day. Mm-hmm. So you have to shift in your seat of power, whatever that is, to you, and find out what it is that you want. I know that earlier I said that like I'm still on that journey trying to find, whatever that, my destiny or whatever you want to call it, or what I want to do, my life's legend. But a lot of that is because like my foundational upbringing and how crazy that was. And like me never really having a dream of I'm older than I ever thought I would be.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of making it as I go here. Like my everything is just being as present as I can, and I fail at that every day. You can ask my friends, I'll succeed at that every day by just try to be more introspective and learn and do more, be more. Yeah, it's a good question.
There's a fine line. I don't know. Did you guys ever run The Good Place?
No.
I think it's Chudy is his name in the show, but he's just so indecisive, so he overanalyzes everything.
I'm gonna look it up.
And it was Kristen Bell, Ted Danson. It ran.
Love Ted Danson.
Yeah, it's a great show, great show. I think it's on Hulu or maybe Netflix. I think Netflix. But I think there's a place where we're at. I wouldn't say that we're like perfect at this, but where you can be self-aware, analyze, your options and everything. But then there's the crippling factor too, where you do it to the point of fault, where you don't make a decision, or you spend so much time there that then you being present is lacking. So yeah, all things in moderation.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest mistakes I made in recent life, was that like my neutral space that I built around me to help me get out of and build myself incrementally out of depression became everything to me. And so it made me indifferent to so much around that things that would normally have a high or a low for me are just a gray, and so now I find myself trying to pull myself out of that to enjoy those highs and lows more. So it's a line to walk. Definitely a line to walk.
Guys, that was 5 hard questions. I'm only pulling up right now our outline. There was one other thing that I left off of here. But let's go ahead and get into a deep dive. Pull this up. Okay. So, the one of the biggest themes is the personal legend. Santiago comes across Melchizedek, this king, and he talks about a personal legend. Santiago's like, what is a personal legend? Personal legend is a term for a person's true purpose or destiny, the thing that you're meant to accomplish in your lifetime. The book frames it that everyone has one. It's your life's calling. The world tests you on it. So as Santiago learns the soul of the world will challenge you before you can reach it to ensure you truly earned it.
Yep.
Many people abandon it.
Especially in our last stint.
Oh,
right before you reach it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's that whole, I'm sure you've all seen it, the guy who's like picking and it's like this far away and he gives up.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so many people give up right before realizing their personal legend, or their goal, I should say. And then it's not about treasure, it's about transformation. So in short, a personal legend is your destiny, your dream, a true calling, and pursuing it is what gives your life meaning.
Right.
Even if the actual treasure isn't what you expected it to be.
Journey's the destination.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I said when coming across the fact that Paulo created this story, very simplistic story in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think that's why it's so widely received.
Yeah.
Was how simple it is, but the complex themes that are weaved through it, anyone can see themselves in the story.
Mm-hmm. You know, Shepard sells everything he has, gets the support from his dad. Mm-hmm. You know, his dad's like, you know what? I found this gold coin way back in the day, which should cover everything. Sell your sheep. Oh no, he didn't say sell your sheep. It was Melchizedek who's like, sell your sheep, give me this money.
Your dad was like, go buy the flock.
Go buy the flock. Yeah. And then he goes on this long journey. Almost immediately gets screwed over. I still hate that thief.
That's a reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
In the book was the loss that you have throughout the journey, and hopefully not losing yourself within that loss. Mm-hmm. You know, for me, I don't know. I do know. I tend to like love the loss that happens in most stories.
You do. You really do. Because there's plenty of like even animes or movies
Cowboy
or books
Bebop.
where you're just like, oh, I mean, the anime we're both watching right now.
Yes.
To Your Eternity is one of the most depressing shows I've ever watched. And I'm just like, I get why you love it, because I'm also a kindred spirit that I love having my soul ripped and my heart broken.
Because there's the other side of loss is like euphoria. The realization that you can have happiness without is so much more weighted than the happiness of obtaining.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, yeah. So, in this book, we cover destiny versus choice, treasure versus transformation, as we've talked about. The desert is a test. What challenges you in your own life that has been more about the endurance than the winning? A major factor of this is Santiago having to go across the desert to get to the pyramids of Egypt, which is where his end goal is.
Or even just getting the money to get
to be able to travel.
Yeah.
Make it to the caravan to get to there. Because like I said earlier, almost immediately, you know, he has everything that he needs, and then because of a language barrier, a dude in the market straight jacks him after.
And the dude was trying to tell him. The dude he didn't understand.
Yeah, the one dude that he was like,
he was trying to tell him,
he's
gonna
mean.
fucking rob you.
He's yelling at me. Oh, he was yelling at me, telling me this dude's a robber. He's a pickpocket.
Yeah.
Don't trust him.
Yep.
Yeah. Cannot. Yeah. Still to this day, I would choke that guy out if I knew who he was. This fictional ass character. And then there's other things. So in the 5 hard questions, you know, he comes across Fatima, and there's the whole thing of, you know, oh, I could stay in this oasis, literally an oasis for him.
Yeah.
You know, this beautiful land, this piece of paradise in the middle of the desert with this woman that I know is my person.
Yeah.
When it comes to personal legends, she's my personal legend of love.
Yeah.
Or I could continue on.
Or you could continue your journey.
Yeah.
Same thing. Even before that, he met the shop owner.
Yeah, shop owner.
Right
daughter.
after he lost everything. We should probably get to this.
Oh, shop owner. Sorry, not shop owner. Sorry, shop owner. The glass shop owner. Yeah. Love that one.
Yeah, that was great. That was my favorite part because like I love finding meaning
in the day mundane.
Yeah, in the mundane.
Yeah.
And then him realizing that this could be my life. I could make this my personal destiny. I don't have to keep that other thing. This could be my personal destiny. You know, the book could have ended there and it'd have been just as impactful. Yeah. So we can get into it more in a spoiler section.
Okay.
But I don't want to skip over the optional tangent. I think that's a pretty good question.
Yeah.
We don't have to spend long on it though.
What's the most impractical dream you've quietly never let go of?
You see why I didn't want to skip over it? I think that's important because everyone has that fucking, that thing. And some of us are doing less of it. Some of us are doing more of it. Your cousin Alex, I would say he's on the side of doing more of it. He's actively chasing and putting everything into this one thing, which I admire because most of us are not even a third of the way through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Putting it into one thing that we absolutely want to do.
Yeah.
Is usually, yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually succumbing to what needs to be done. Or what we think needs to be done in order to have the life that we think we need to have.
Yep. Or it can be fear, self-doubt, right? That's a whole different stopgate. And sometimes they mix together.
It's hard. It's not hard for me, but I mean, I guess when it comes to impractical, there's not... I feel like being out here in LA, putting the foot forward that I have towards acting is pretty fucking impractical already. You know, it's a
1% industry.
Yeah, I am, a fish in the sea. There's plenty around me.
Yeah.
Something I did find out pretty quickly once I did move out here, and I did to help my buddies that were living in other states or maybe just outside of LA, that I was like, you can do this, is that I realized pretty quickly being on sets that not everyone has the goal of being, I think everyone has a dream of being a lead or recurring or having lines in movies and everything, being a storyteller.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people that are very happy doing background
Just
work.
want to be a part of it.
Which again is not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And it's not this whole, but we need them too. No, it's honestly, I know the beauty of being on a set. When you were describing Dude earlier about, working at night and being able to, just do craft services for breakfast and lunch and being able to just do that. Bryan Cranston, someone who I can't remember, but since an not early age as teenager, but I think in his 20s forward, maybe his 30s, he's been able to be 100% an actor, not doing any other jobs. That sounds like that is what I want to be able to do, you know? But there are people that I met pretty quickly on set that were like, oh yeah, I do background. I only do background. Or I brought up that I had a script that I was going to be doing for a short or a feature that I was going up for, that I was doing, that I already gotten the part for, and they're like, oh wow, you're doing auditions. I remember one of my close friends, Nick, who used to live with me, Nick, he was in this class for the specific discipline, Meisner, and he talked about, I have to do this self-tape later, and this class takes 2 years to do. It was still only the first year, but it was X amount of months in, and there's so many actors that were in there either repeating the first year or had been out living in LA for so many years, and they were like, oh, how do you get an audition? And this is before he was signed with an agent, before with a manager. He was just using acting websites. But to have so much, what I'm getting around to is effort, intention. There is going for something, but not everyone's going for it with the same tenacity.
Right.
The same go for it.
You almost have to not to cut you off.
No.
It's okay to know that you can fail, but you have to have the fuck it mentality.
Yeah.
This is, I'm
to
all
do
in.
so.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
This is it. And what helps, let's just shout out to Rachel on this, is to have your world also moving towards that goal with you. Because a lot of times the biggest stopgate to following your dreams, getting into this question, are the things around you that can help you bring an excuse to yourself.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna, even if someone tells you can't do something, they're not the reason why. The reason why is because you believe them.
Yeah.
Like you are your greatest hero and your worst villain.
Yes.
So with that being said, like having the tenacity to say, fuck it, I'm all in. And then, what am I doing to make this dream happen? Okay, what can I do to help myself? I already have this person behind me, that person behind me. I have to make that enough. This has to be enough for me, and then my own fuel too. I think that, that's it. Like that's the recipe. And where you fall in, it's go back to this story. Find some level of acceptance and appreciation in your journey. I think I brought this up to you, but like it was years. I knew Dorian. He's been rapping for years, and I had to tell him like, yo, you're a success already. Like not only are you a great performer and writer and artist, but you've actually had the chance to perform. You've been a part of a group. You've done it solo. You put out bodies of work. Maybe it's not like the level of success that you may dream, which can come later. It's not off the table. But right now, I think that it's important for you right now to think of yourself as a success. You can go teach this to someone. That's how down to a science you have it. And so once you have something to share with someone, for me, that you're basically a success in that realm. Because you can now help someone else who, as you said, like with Nick, these people they never been on a fucking audition before, So it's like everyone has their different levels in it, and we kind of just mind fuck ourselves.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I love how you said we're they're the best friend or the worst enemy.
Yeah, like it's never someone else talking shit to you. It's always your belief in what they say,
or as we've said, you allowing you accepting what is being said.
Yeah, and a lot of times what that has to do is you already believe that somewhere within you. Because when it's something that you absolutely don't believe anyway already, you can easily like let that bounce off. But if it's something that you have already started internalizing for yourself, and someone says it can piss you off. You start to believe it, you start to feed in it because you have that feeling, and that's not because who you are. A lot of the times, that's because you are not doing what you think you should be, or not doing as much as you think you should be. And that's the perfect time to go harder.
Yeah.
Like if you think you're going all in, figure out a way to put in 110%. So it's a thing. It's a great question. That should have been one of the 5 hard questions.
Yeah. It was the bonus question. We'll just say that.
So, spoilers.
Spoilers.
It's a short book, so we can.
It's a super short book. That's why, I've almost felt like there weren't spoilers, but I guess I'll just start. Or before we get into spoilers, I'll extend it again. Like I said, this is the most gifted book that I've given out. I love this book. I love the opportunity it allows its readers to dig deeper in the sense of allowing yourself to be open-minded to realizing your personal legend, realizing that dream that you had, whether it be as a child or a newfound dream. Clock might be going at all times, but guys, we made up time. Time's not a real thing. Go for it. The only thing is that we're all going to succumb to death sometime. Why not make it like check that box? Whether it's you succeeding at it, you at least at the end of the day get to say, I went for it.
Yeah, I tried.
I tried.
Better have to have loved and lost
than to never have loved at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to be the fuel that keeps you going. I think this is the thing that will quiet the doubt in your mind, and give you the eye into finding those good omens.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the spoiler zone.
Yeah. The biggest, maybe the only spoiler of the book is that
He never had to leave.
He never had to leave. It was right there. It was literally at home already.
It was literally under his head.
Yes.
Where the book started.
Yeah. Where he had the reoccurring dream at was where his treasure actually was.
He didn't have to get his ass beat multiple times.
Or robbed.
Yeah, or robbed.
So it's like...
Yeah.
That's life, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's life.
But had he not...
He would never found it.
He would have never found Fatima.
Yeah.
He would have never gotten the strength that he had. He
Found
would have
the Alchemist.
The Alchemist, the lessons that he learned, which are beautiful. The effort, you know, it's the whole thing of like gaining wealth and lucking out on, like, it's the whole thing of like winning the lottery and watching that money go like that, opposed to someone who's like chased after it, not in the, I won't even say the right way, but in the way of like, oh, I'm gonna work for this, I'm gonna know how much I've spent on this.
Yeah.
You brought up the glass shop earlier. That is probably my favorite part of the whole book.
Yeah, I think he's more impactful than Alchemist.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
In terms of like the journey, the lessons learned.
Should be the glass shopkeeper. Is what the book should be called.
Yeah, it literally should be the glass shopkeeper.
Yeah.
I think that was the most impactful part of the book to every aspect of the book, and for the reader as well. Accepting the things that you cannot change, reading in between the lines and unspoken words.
The language of the universe. Yes.
Yeah, finding meaning in the mundane, finding meaning in failure. Creating a new personal legend. You know, like there was a point in time where he was working at the shop where he realized, like, I have enough money to go back home, buy a bigger flock than I ever had. I'll be successful. I can marry who I want to marry. I can do what I want to do. That was a level of personal legend he could have achieved. There was a point in the book where he could have stayed and he could have kept building up the shop. He actually changed the shop on his personal legend, right? Because the personal legend always wanted to go to Mecca. He always wanted to go to Mecca, but he ended up starting the shop. The shop wasn't that valuable. Santiago goes to work there, changes the scope of what the shop even offers, which now makes it one of the most successful shops in its area. The shop owner has more money and success than he ever dreamed he would have. He helps him achieve a different kind of person. Like, I think that was the most impactful part of the book. The Alchemist, and this is no shade at the Alchemist at all, because I think that he's also very important, obviously, in their journey. But I think his biggest thing he had to offer was teaching Santiago that you have everything you already need. There's a couple parts in the book where he was telling the Alchemist, like, you just keep telling me exactly what I already know. Like, you're not telling me anything. I'm asking you how or why or what, and you're not giving me an answer. You're just telling me what I already know. And the Alchemist was like, yeah, you already know this.
Yeah.
I think that was the role of the Alchemist, was to say, you're already doing the correct things. You're on the right path. Stay on this path. I'm just here to help, to motivate you to make it to the end, which is very much important. There's a reason why it's one of the greatest books.
I think probably too we're a little biased, specifically you, because everything Santiago did for that shop was basically marketing and advertising 101.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I've done that.
Let me take your product.
You know I did that. I helped y'all.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, went to London. I couldn't afford it. They told me to go fucking home. I found a job. I'm thinking I have to go home. I helped this company achieve a level of success they never thought they would have. Unlike Santiago, I didn't have a great ending with them, though. We fell out in a major way. But yeah, like, absolutely, I definitely have a personal tie with this fucking book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the glass shop. I mean, we get to the point where he gives so much success to this glass shopkeeper that he has the opportunity to have his personal legend fulfilled, to be able to go to Mecca.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I can't go now because the shop's too successful.
Right.
You know, like, whatever.
New problems.
New problems. Let me create this new problem for myself.
Yeah.
Which is another thing. Where it's just like, well, I better capture lightning in a bottle at this point because, you know, I am successful, so might as well keep this going.
And who's to say he never achieved that, though? Right?
No.
Because they end up hiring more help.
Exactly.
That's why Santiago couldn't leave.
Who knows what his effect was on the keeper, so that once he left, maybe. But yeah, just starting with that, you know, the day one, like, oh, can I shine? I'm gonna go and not even ask. I'm gonna start shining these glasses and everything.
Yeah.
Only to find out that he's like,
I think that's one of the underlying messages as well. It's like, be that person for someone. Even if you have never achieved which your personal legend, you can always help someone along their way. And this is, everyone has this. So you see this in the dad, because the dad never achieved what he wanted, so he made sure he found a gold piece. He saved it for his son.
For his son, yeah.
Melchizedek, he was the king of Salem.
Yeah, Salem. Yeah.
And he just wanted people to know he was the king of Salem. No one fucking knew. Mm-hmm. Even for him, he had an unfulfilled to a degree, because there was a couple people that knew about him. Mm-hmm. To a degree, even his was unfulfilled in terms of like what we would think a king would be. He just helped someone along the way. The shop owner helps him along the way. The alchemist, the Englishman,
yeah,
right? Fatima,
yeah,
right? Everyone that he met, and you know, the funny thing is, what's not real life about this is, to be honest, most people that you meet don't care if you make it to where you want to be. That's why it's so important to put people around you that do give a fuck about their life and yours. Mm-hmm. You know, like, good friends are hard to come by, not because they're not there. Sometimes you're just not open to them, or sometimes they're not open. You have to have both things working. But
yeah, sometimes you need the contrast of a bad friend to be able to realize that good friend was the thing that I've brought up before in the podcast. But surface friendships, the thing I found more appreciation in the friends that I said in the past, where nothing's going on, let's still hang out.
Yeah,
because I met those friends that were like, call me when something's going on, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. And I love that my home, like the OGs, have always been like, just come over.
Yeah, just shoot the shit. Over. No reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. No value here. Just be.
Yeah.
And that's where you find the most growth, because you have the most room to grow, the most room to be. So yeah, that's definitely one of the more most underlying themes in the story.
There's a ton of quotes. I did list them on the second sheet. If there's anything that came to mind for you, I put like a timeline and everything. We've covered basically everything.
Yeah.
The quote that I was talking about, there's obviously the one that, you know, the universe will, or, you know, have a goal, the universe will conspire everything to make it happen. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will use that in their bios or in their stories, which I support. Go for it. The one that I came across, I believe that when they say they're talking about the Alchemist, but this is an excerpt from the story. So it said, he had seen kings and beggars walking the desert sands. The dunes were changed constantly by the wind. Yet these were the same sands he had known since he was a child. He always enjoyed seeing the happiness in the travelers' experience when, after weeks of yellow sand and blue sky, they first saw green of the date palms. Maybe God created the desert so that man could appreciate the date trees, he thought. And that was something that I think it was on my umpteenth read that I came across that I was like, damn. I was like, okay. Because the desert doesn't have to be, I know it's seen as an obstacle, as something you must get through, but as we've reiterated, the story reiterates, the synopsis does, it is about the journey. It is about the things that you must go through. But when it came to talking about these date trees, something of the mundane, but a sign, a signal that, oh, there's hope. There's something that's coming.
Right.
And the the payoff that, you know, your works are going towards that impractical dream or whatever it may be. That was something that when I was reading, I was like, oh yeah, find the appreciation in the small things, because the date trees aren't showing, to be specific, at least for me when I was reading this, it's showing an oasis. It's showing a stopping point, a point where you can fuel up again and continue your journey.
Right.
So it's not that it's a sign of the end goal, but just that you're doing something, that you're still moving forward.
Right.
So to find that joy, that appreciation for the date trees, for the small things, those small markers in your life that are just signs that you're moving in the right path. So that was something that I've always loved about this book.
Absolutely. There's a couple on here, but I'll just choose one. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. Mm-hmm. I'll go even further to say it's the ability to dream that makes life interesting. Not even a possibility. Some people never even get that chance. You might go at 7. You might go at 17. You might go at 27. No one knows their date. Mm-mm. The wonderful thing about life is that you have lived.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully for myself, for you, for everyone, you get the chance to realize to make the most of it. In those in-between times where life is hard, really just try. Mm-hmm. Whatever that means to you, put more effort in to get what you want out, right? So I think that's one of the biggest things in general. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
I think that's it. I don't want to end on that.
All right.
Yeah, I've already put my pitch, guys. If you don't read this, whatever.
This is a book for everybody.
It really is.
Not a long read. Not a tough read.
No, when it comes to, I'll tell you right now. I was going to tell you audiobook. Audiobook wise, it's 4 hours. Mm-hmm. And then physical copy, I want to say it's 230. Oh wait, no, definitely not. For the story itself, it's 167.
Yeah.
I've done a single sitting.
I'm about to say you can do this in a day.
Absolutely.
If you have the time and the space.
Definitely, or if you have a commute, it's an easy drive to listen to. It's definitely it's one of those I fall back on where I'm just like, oh, you know what? I don't want to jump into a new book. I'll just jump in wherever I was at with this.
Young adults, teens, old adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is all ages. You can find a lot of meaning in The Alchemist for sure.
Yeah. So, this is one that's been on our list for a while. Mm-hmm. Happy we were able to finally get to it. No technical difficulties that we know about.
Yeah.
We'll
be good. Speak it into existence.
Yeah. The universe wants it.
Exactly.
We have a couple things coming up that we will share with you soon.
Yeah, when the time comes.
Yeah, don't forget about the hot takes. We still want you guys calling in.
Yes, call in, guys. Mm-hmm. Don't fuck around.
Call
this number. And tell us what you're reading. Yeah. Tell us what you like about it, what you hate about it.
Call us out. Say, hey, you guys never did that drawing challenge that Stratton said you guys were going to do. Thanks, Dante. Thank you.
Yeah, you know who you are.
Also, be like, hey, Stratton, did you ever do that voiceover that you said you were going to do?
Every week.
I didn't. No. You know why? Because you guys didn't give us any more book recommendations, so maybe you should do that first.
Guys, that's all. We have homework. You have homework.
Accountability, guys. Accountability.
We have some cool shit coming up, though. So, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Book club this week. We will be reviewing that book. Book club as far as Bricked Up Book Club. A Fig for All the Devils. It's one that I want to cover here on the pod, too. I'm currently reading it.
Great artwork, too.
Very much enjoying it. So we might have to reach out to Mr. C.S. Fritz, Casey, possibly have him on the pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the book news that we have for you now. But we do have very much more coming towards you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So thanks for joining us for another episode of the Margins Podcast. We will see you next week.
Hold up. Yeah. One time for my niggas, man. Mama said there be days like this. 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 I never knew I'd be days like this. Like making beats, I've been caught up in the loop. Gotta go inside just to find something true. My mind wanders, I'm torn. Sorta like T'Challa, I've been up in the storm. Question everything from the reason I'm born to the season of corn. The rap Jason Bourne, just know I'm coming for.